Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us all this truth. To Ruel, shalom to the Akim, shalom to the Akwath, listening and learning. And shalom to the brothers out there pushing this word out in sincerity and in truth. I just wanted to go into why we don't celebrate birthdays, I haven't done this lesson in a while. For newer brothers, you might be a little confused. Why Great Millstone, or, why you shouldn't really, celebrate birthdays and, things of that nature. So this should be a quick breakdown of the One Ratzazah, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So I want to start off in Genesis chapter 40. And let me start off in the book of Genesis 40, verse 19. So it says, "Yet with 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee." All right, so you're going to have, you're in the setting of Joseph, which this actually took place. Joseph was a son of Israel, a son of a Jacob, that was sold into slavery by his brothers. All right, and out of Joseph came Manasseh and came Ephraim. Ephraim and Manasseh are of the northern kingdom, because Ephraim was took the place of Joseph, and Manasseh took the place of Dan. Also Israel said, "He shall be my son," speaking to the two sons of Joseph. So that's how you have those two tribes that the Most High set in motion to become the children of Israel. Those are the 12 tribes. Like I said, Dan was done away with. All right, so here you have Joseph. All right, after he was sold into slavery, he worked for the Pharaoh, or for his master that he was sold to, and then he started climbing up in the ranks. After he climbed up in the ranks, he started moving up, so to speak, in the world, as they would say. And, the woman, his master's woman, wanted him, tried to make him commit adultery by laying down with her. And, Joseph, being a righteous man, said no. He ran away from that woman, and she ran to her husband and said that Joseph tried to, take advantage of her. And of course, he listened to his woman and threw Joseph in jail. And when he threw Joseph in jail, there was a chief baker, and the I can't remember what the other one did, but after that, all right, you had Joseph that was able to interpret dreams, just like Daniel. So you had Joseph that had, broken down the dream. And after he broke down the dream that these two men had, all right, in verse 20 it says, and it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday. So before, modern day America, all right, modern day Babylon the Great, before you had even the Roman Empire, before you had the Christian, the Christian doctrine of birthdays, which they celebrate December 25th as the Lord's birthday, which is completely off anyways, because it goes back to Nimrod. This is something that breaks off or breaks away from celebrating the Lord's birthday, celebrating your own birthdays, and it really starts diving deeper into following the heritage that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai gave to the Israelites. So it says, And it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday. So in Egypt, they were celebrating birthdays before the Israelites went into Egypt. So what do you think they were doing during the time that the Israelites went to Egypt? They were doing the same thing, celebrating birthdays. You know, it says that he made a feast unto all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker. Okay, so it was the chief butler and the chief baker, all right, among his servants, right? But it says, check this out, it says there was a feast unto all his servants, which is what? In celebration of Pharaoh's birthday. And that's what you have now. You have a feast in celebration of your birthday. You know that these heathen, whether they be 2/3 of Israel or, you know, even some of the elect that are still sleeping, you know, or all these heathen, you know. So they celebrate their birthdays, and in celebration of their birthday, they throw a feast, right? So it says, and he restored the chief butler unto his butlership, and he gave the cup unto Pharaoh's hand. You know, so it goes into the birthday that Pharaoh had, but it briefly talks about the birthday and the feast that follows that birthday. All right. But when you go to Leviticus 19 and you start off at verse 4, it says, turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourself molten gods. I am Yahweh your power. Right. So it says that word idols, it says of not, good for nothing, worthless, of physicians, a shepherd, divination, of false gods. Okay. And that's what you're setting yourself up as a false god, man. You know? So, you know, when you go into that word idol, which is al-yal, okay, it's something that is good for nothing. By analogy, vain or vanity. All right, let's look up vain. That word vain means conceited. You see? And what happens in birthdays, man? You get people that get big heads. You know? They get full of themselves, man. Prideful. And if it doesn't go their way, what happens? They throw a fit. They go into wrath. You know? They go into anger. You see? Trying to set themselves like the Most High. Because what does the Most High do? Okay, whenever Israel doesn't worship him, he goes into wrath, and he gets wroth with Israel, okay, and he puts them under a captivity, right? But his is righteous. You know, you're not the Most High, but you have people out here being conceited, having or showing an excessive high opinion of one's appearance, abilities, or worth. You ain't shit, man. You know, we ain't shit. So how are you going to try to set yourself up with like a god, man? You know, that's what an idol is. And that's what you're trying to do by celebrating a birthday. You see? Nor make to yourselves molten gods. Okay, and that goes into idolatry of, you know, praying to a cross, or you're praying to anything that's not Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Even a false image. Okay? So it says, I am Yahweh your God. So point blank, period. You want to celebrate something? Celebrate what the Most High gave you. You want to worship something? Worship Yahweh and worship Yahweh Shai. He is your power. He is your God. Because that word idol, al-yal, okay? The root word of al-yal is Allah. And Allah means God. Okay? So how are you going to try and set yourself up as a God? You know? It says, and if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Yahweh, ye shall offer it at your own will. Let me see. Let's skip down or skim through. You shall not steal. Let me jump down here. Let me go all the way down. Verse 37. Leviticus 19 and 37. So let me go up here. Leviticus 19 and 35. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Okay? In metyard, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall ye have. I am Yahweh your power, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt. Okay? And it's not just it wasn't just a physical thing that he brought us out of Egypt. Okay, it was supposed to be a spiritual thing as well, right? Because what happened whenever the Israelites were in the desert and they went back into the ways of Egypt, not necessarily in Egypt, but in the ways of Egypt, the Most High made that generation pass away within 40 years. You know? So he did away with that generation, man. And also Moses and Aaron, all right, and the righteous slew the wicked. You know? So what does that say about the customs that you should bring? You know? That's why we push about the heritage, man. You know, because our heritage is given to us by Yahweh the Most High to follow, not to ignore, man. Verse 37. Therefore shall ye observe all my statutes. You see? All of them. Did he say partially? Did he say until my son comes and then you don't got to do nothing no more and, you know, you can do whatever the hell you want? But whenever, you know, he comes back again, then we're going to start establishing that, no, man, it's you know, you got to keep doing it no matter what. And then in the kingdom, we'll do it perfectly. That's the promise he gave us. It says, in all my judgments. All right, let's look up that word judgment, man. Judgments, and do them, okay? I am Yahweh. So let's go into that word judgment, which should be shapat. All my judgments. Here's the word. It's mashapat, all right, which means of judgment. So it says judgment, justice, ordinance. What's an ordinance? A right, an edict. It says a piece of legislation enacted by a municipal authority. Okay? That's the ordinance the Most High setting forth. And the true ordinance is the elect. Okay? Starting with Yahweh Shai. It says judgment. Let's see what judgment means. Discernment, verdict. The ability to make considered decisions or come to sensible conclusion. So us saying that you're not supposed to celebrate your birthdays, that's coming into a conclusion. That's a judgment. Act of deciding a case. You see? Execution. Down here. Execution. What is right. You see? A decision in law. You see? So when we say not to celebrate birthdays, we're not just speaking out our ass, man. This is in the scriptures. You know? So again, Leviticus 19 and 37, therefore shall ye observe all my statutes. Okay? And to observe something is to do. Not just observe with the eye and look and see, okay, that's how you do it, but I'm not going to do it. Observe means to do. Okay? In this instance, it says, and all my judgments, and do them, you see? So you're not just supposed to look at them, but you're supposed to do them as well. I am Yahweh, and that's what the Most High says, right? So it says Leviticus 18 and verse 1. And Yahweh spake to Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am Yahweh your power. So you're not supposed to have any other gods, all right, outside of what the Most High is, man. Jumping down to verse 4. And ye shall do my judgments, and keep my ordinances, to walk therein. I am Yahweh, your power. You see? Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am Yahweh. You see? So, hey, is the Most High unrighteous for telling us to follow after what he's saying and not go after the ways of the heathen and not go after the ways of what we imagine? Our own vain imaginations. Okay. So let me look up, see if I can find it. I believe it was the book of Leviticus 18. Let me see if I can find it. I'll start off at verse 3 when I go back up, and I'll end the lesson at the one Ratazah. This is Genesis 40 and 20 again. And it came to pass the third day, which Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants. And he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants. All right, so it's going into the Pharaoh's birthday again, all right, which is a feast, right? Leviticus 18 and 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, ye shall not do. neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Man, I don't know how much clearer this could be. All right. The land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, all right, of Canaan, bring ordinances. Let's look at the word. When you dwelt, ye shall not do. Asa, which means to do, fashion, accomplish. All right, to work, produce, to act. All right, so you're not supposed to act out what they did. And what was one of the acts that Pharaoh did in Genesis 40? All right, let's read it again. Genesis 40 and 20. And it came to pass on the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, all right, the day of the birth of Pharaoh, that he made a feast unto all his servants. Okay, in what? In celebration of his birthday. That's why I mentioned birthday. It didn't just mention birthday because that coincidentally was his birthday and he coincidentally made a feast. It's the same thing, man. The same thing. And mind you, a Pharaoh back then, all right, a Pharaoh was seen as a god. Okay, so now you have people celebrating their birthdays because they think themselves to be gods, even if they say that they don't think they're gods. Okay, if they wake up and nobody says happy birthday to them, they're gonna feel like shit all day. You know, which is the pride that they put themselves in. Okay, so you're not supposed to work or produce or fashion in the ways of the heathen, right? So Asa, Maase, which is Maisha, which is a deed. You're not supposed to do the deeds of the Egyptians. Okay? It's point blank period, man. Of Canaan, whither I bring you. Ordinances. Let's look up the word ordinances. Statute, ordinance, limit, enactment. You see? Passing a bill. To proceed or passing legislation, to proceed or acting something out. To process or act something out. You're acting the same thing that the pharaohs did back then when they celebrate their birthday. You know? So again, Leviticus 18:3, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, ye shall not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments. All right? He didn't say the other nations. He didn't say, well, if the family comes together and y'all want to do this, you can do it. No, he said my judgments, right? And keep my ordinances, not the Egyptian, not the other people, nobody else but himself, right? The Most High. To walk therein, that means to do. I am Yahweh, your power. You see? That's it, man. Point blank period, right? So let's end it with Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word of Yahweh. All right. Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. That's all of them. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. You see? So learn not the way of the heathen. What's a heathen custom? A heathen thing to learn? Birthdays, you know, which goes into a whole another topic when you get into the term of Christmas, because Jeremiah 10 goes into it, you know. So I hope that was edifying. And with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, Shalom.